Hi, my name is Gabe Arnold. I'm the founder and CEO of Business Marketing Engine, and social media has been a really integral part of growing and scaling my business. And so today I'm going to talk to you about how this specific social media approach has allowed me to grow and scale consistently. It's something that will work well for you in almost any industry. So I'm excited to share this with you. So stay tuned and I'll break it down for you. So all this week, we've been talking about social media, the power of how you can use it effectively in your business and what it can do for you. If for some reason you missed our earlier episodes, I would encourage you to go back and watch those or listen to them, because there's some specific approaches and principles that I've used that have been really, really effective. And so it's been awesome to share them with you this week. This approach has worked from the beginning of Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and Instagram and all the platforms. It specifically works well on platforms that have groups or, kind of engagement groups where they're talking about specific things. So this will probably be most applicable to LinkedIn and Facebook, but you can apply the same kind of concepts in other channels, but this especially works well where there's communities, where there's groups. So I'll focus this on Facebook, but if you have questions about doing this with LinkedIn or other platforms, just comment down below and I'll definitely share any input I have there. When I think about, how to scale consistently in business, it's about building new relationships, getting exposure to new folks, and really, being able to invest in those relationships so they trust you. And so when they have a need, they're willing to come to you and work with you. And so the approach that works really well is, if you think about your business, the industry you're in, generally speaking, there's multiple different groups in that industry, or even if you're trying to move into a new industry. So with Facebook and LinkedIn specifically, and it works really well with Facebook, if you go out and search and find groups that are about things in your industry, whether you're serving those in the home services space, for contractors that work in folks' homes, if you're want to serve attorneys, if you want to work with CPAs, if you want to work with moms of young children, if you want to work with agency owners, there's so many different communities on Facebook. Just search for those and join those groups. I typically like to find like 5 or 10 groups to start, where I can see there's a lot of posting every day. The groups are on topic and focused around what the industry is about, not just a spammy group where everybody's posting, crap everywhere and links to what they want you to buy or like things like that, but really a group that has valuable conversations in that space. So I try to find 5 to 10 of those. And then the best way to really start to connect and have relationships there is just to engage in the conversations under other people's threads. So as you see somebody talking about something where you can chime in and add some value, and share your insight or tips. If you see something that you agree with, you can say, yeah, that makes a ton of sense. I love that you see it this way. Taking a couple weeks, even up to a month or whatever, is really going to get you fully immersed in that community of just engaging in other people's posts and in those conversation threads. Is a great way to get your name out there, to get people to notice who you are. And that's the step that will help you just really expand your reach. The third thing is, once you have really engaged and other people know who you are in the group, because you're truly engaging and adding value to the conversation threads that are there, is you can post your own things. You can post things that are valuable, or here's what I learned in this space, or here's a tool that I use, or things like that. And really just show up from a place of service. Not, what I don't recommend and what doesn't work well is, just showing up and saying, hey, buy from me, or, just being really salesy is not the first post you should make, because it's just like showing up to a networking event or going to a in-person community event that you have. If you just walk around and try to pitch everybody, they'll look at you weird. They won't understand why you're there, and they'll wonder who invited you. But if you really just have real conversations, introduce yourself, get to know people, comment on what they're talking about, then as their needs come up, as you see, oh, that's something I could help you with, if you ever want to talk about it, you can naturally just in conversation, engage with them there. But when you post things that are valuable, like here's the lessons I learned, or here's, a tool or process I use that might be helpful to you, that's when you can start to get other people to engage, and you can start to lead conversations in that community. Once you do that and people are commenting and engaging or liking what you're posting, that's a great opportunity to friend those people, message them, thank them for engaging, ask them if they need any other help with anything, and really just, start to think through, how do you play the long game in that community? How do you start to be present and active and really observe what the needs are? Because once you do that, that's when you can, in a relational, intentional, credible way, make an offer to say like, hey, I'd be glad to help you with that. Let's connect and just let me know, if you'd like to do that. Playing the long game in a community is the way that you win. Because again, and we've all seen it in groups, we've all seen it in person, where somebody just comes off really awkward or cheesy or corny or sleazy when they're like constantly pitching you with things. They don't know anything about you. They're not invested in the relationship with you. It feels like they probably don't have your best interest at heart. And so you're immediately defensive. But when you play the long game and say, how can I just continually show up and serve in this community? That's when people will acknowledge who you are. They'll see your heart, they'll see your values, and they're willing to connect with you. And when they have the pain or the need or the thing that you have, then you have a natural opening to step up and serve them. And so as you think about how to scale and grow your business, engaging in social media, being part of communities and groups, and really providing value there is a great way to get known and to build the relationships that will lead to business in the future with the right people. And so I'd encourage you just to take some time today and think through, how can I be more active and contribute value in the communities I am? How can I maybe pare down and get out of groups that I don't have any interest in being anymore, so I can focus on a smaller set of communities where I can serve and help? Those are the type of things that as we think through, it will guide us and help us be successful in our social media marketing, in the engagement that we do there, and in the way that we really try to contribute to connect and serve those that are around us. So I hope this week has been helpful. It's been all around social media. Again, if you haven't watched or listened to earlier episodes, I'd encourage you to go back and check them out, because there's a lot of great value that and wisdom that I've gotten from other people, I've learned and experienced and practiced. And I definitely want to make sure you can take advantage of the same things. If you need any help or support, I'm here. Just comment down below or message me or reach us at businessmarketingengine.com. I appreciate you taking time to tune in today, and I look forward to seeing you next week.